Accounting for receivables. What is an account receivable?
An account receivable is an amount owed by a customer who has purchased a company's product or service. Since accounts receivables are expected to be collected within a month or two, they are classified and reported as current assets. Companies usually do not normally collect all of their receivables because customers do not always pay their bills due to various reasons. Companies must follow the principle of conservatism and report their accounts receivable at net realizable value. Losses from the inability to collect accounts receivables are recorded in the accounting system as bad debt expense. There are two methods of calculating bad debt expense. First, there is a direct write-off method, and second, there's allowance method. Direct write-off method is recorded when a company determines that a receivable is uncollectible and removes it from its records. The receivable is written off from the accounting records, and bad debt expense is recorded for the amount of the receivable. One of the advantages is that it's a simple method as it writes off when it's deemed uncollectible. Disadvantages are it violates the matching principle as it does not record expenses when revenues are incurred. The generally accepted accounting principle prohibits its use. The allowance method splits the entries into two, one to record an estimate of bad debt expense and another to write off receivables when they become uncollectible. The purpose of the allowance method is to match the expense from uncollectible receivables to the period in which those receivables were created. Two methods to estimate the amount of bad debt expense to be recorded: percentage of sales approach and the percentage of receivables approach. Percentage of sales approach is a method that estimates bad debt expense as percentage of sales. This approach is a simple method and has a very good matching as is function of sales for that period. The disadvantage is that the allowance account is used to calculate their net realizable value. The percentage of sales approach results in a less meaningful net realizable value of receivables. Percentage of receivables approach is a method that estimates bad debt expense as a percentage of receivables. The advantage is it provides a very meaningful net realizable value because the allowance account is determined as a set percentage of receivables. Disadvantage is it does not match expenses as well as the percentage of sales approach. Aging of accounts receivable is a more detailed version of the percentage of receivables approach as it summarizes accounts receivable by their ages. It recognizes receivables become less collectible as they get older. Advantages are it provides more accurate estimate of the allowance for doubtful debts, therefore a better estimate of bad debt expense. In addition, it's a good internal control activity. The disadvantages is that it's a longer process.